not trying to be rude here. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying. Like, white people, we have our problems too. But just my entire life, I just have witnessed black people take advantage of people's kindness. I think we have had one too many BLM riots as a people. We are done. White people have funded so many of these causes, right? White people have watched black people, burn down cities in the name of Black Lives Matter just for the money to be given to some fat lesbians. Actually, blacks are more likely to be serial killers as well. Look at the database compiled by Florida Gulf Coast University. If I'm being honest, it would kind of make more sense to me. I don't know why. Like, they're leading in violent crime. I don't know why it would stop at serial killing. Okay, so I mean, I could be wrong, but when I hear that, it's just sometimes look, and I hate it because for my job I have to use stats, but I know how manipulative people that use stats are. Like I'll give you an example. One stat that I always use that pro marriage pushers use is that single men die sooner than married men, right? That married men live longer. But they include like drug addicted alcoholics that aren't like they're not marrying anybody, of course. So it's very dishonest using that. Like stats can be manipulated. So when I hear, white people are the majority of serial killers, maybe that's what they say. But even I am a bit skeptical even in that. If I'm really being honest here, I'm skeptical. I don't know what, like, if they're leading the way in every other violent crime, I just don't know why it would stop there. Yeah, you have to read the entire study. Yeah, and you can, but they'll still find ways, they'll still find ways to manipulate it. So I just have to go. You know, check with Serial Killers Anonymous. I don't know. Look it. All I know is that people, and I was debating with Andrew Wilson. I think like I'll see Andrew Wilson debate, and he's like a king of stats. He's like stat. And I think like if I was debating with him, we agree on most things, but if we were going to debate on something we disagreed on, I just know he would find a way to be right, right? And Destiny does it too. They're very good at like debating. But for me, it's like everything has to come with I have to see it with my eyes first. And I don't know how big of okay, how many, how many serial killers are active in the US right now? I'm just curious. I heard there's one in Austin, Texas. So hopefully they stay in Austin. Um Oh, the FBI defines a serial killer as someone who's committed at least 3 murders with a cooling off period between each murder that can range for weeks or for years. Serial killers are often distinguished from spree killings, which happens in a short, continuous period, or mass killings, where multiple people are killed in one event in a very short period. Okay. Okay, so white people are 80% of the 25 and 50 active serial killers that they're guessing. Like that it's such, do you know what I mean? It's like you can't ever talk about black crime without bringing up white crime. It's just And even I'm skeptical of that, but it's 25 to 50 people. Do you know what, like, yeah, so if you kill 10 people at once, you're not a serial killer. It's oh my gosh. But and at one point I got to be honest, black people kind of scared me. But even I have lost all fear. Now, I've told this story before. I think I got off track. Obviously, this show is for people that aren't idiots. Okay, this show, it's meant for people that are not retarded. Okay. You could be a little retarded, but not too retarded. You know what I mean? You could be a little bit, but not too much. And if you are not smart enough to understand that a generalization does not mean every single person, obviously Doug MPA works for the channel. He's not a criminal. He's not, it's like, obviously, this is not every single black person. And this is not every single white person. But if I have to say not, like, if you're not smart enough to put two and two together, please watch someone else. So now what they're going to say is, I was in a public relationship with a black guy, obviously, and they bring this up a lot. And I really don't have any complaints about that. I got nothing. So, a lot of people are saying that this newfound rhetoric is like, who hurt you, whatever. And that's really not, this isn't like a dating experience. What this was a co-host experience as well as a collaboration. This is a fucking YouTuber experience. This is a YouTuber experience. And what happened was, when I was in England, I had like an 80% black staff. And out of the staff, a lot of them were really good to me. They're awesome. We all loved Blessing when he was on the channel. King was on the channel for a while. There are some awesome people that I worked with, even Denalva. But it just took one or two YouTubers to denounce me and insinuate that I was somehow racist. And congratulations. Because before then, I really didn't see color. But you assholes, I do now. Fuck you guys. Yeah, I do now. I do now. And I know that sounds kind of gay when white people say that, but I think that's really how we're raised. I would say in the suburbs, it's just not something we think about. It's not something that we really think about, right? But it's black people that make it a big deal. Like, especially when you get into high net worth white people, they are so desperate for somebody that's not an idiot. They'll take anyone. They're like, white, black, yellow, brown. I don't care. Just give me someone that's not stupid. Because the men that are like super high IQ, they just want smart people. They don't care about race, gender, anything. Your top 3 relationship advice for men to turn this around. Turn what around? Thank you for the super chat. What are we turning around? But anyway, so I worked with this guy for like 2 years. He was a co-host of mine. And in this period, we doubled his subscriber base. Now, if you ask him, it was obviously all him. That's why his career stagnated before and after the show. But he was just, so what happens is this guy, he asks me for a raise, right? Long story. He says, we were renegotiating, I don't know, the super chat deal, whatever it was. And we were in talks of me managing like his whole channel. And this was very expensive for me to do. This actually made me go broke by doing this for a few YouTubers. Because each channel, it costs roughly $10,000 a month if you factor in rent, production. Because this was high production stuff. This was not cheap, okay? This was not cheap. So, like, this was going to be a full-on show. And then he's like, "Oh, I want you to produce for free. I want the majority of the revenue if we make any. And I want you to pay me a salary on top of it." And I said, "Look, I can't do that." And this man, I said, I can't, I'm going like, I don't think I'm making as much money. I think, because we did the show together, he felt like he was very, like credited. So then he wanted like a higher payment every show. And then I did I ran the numbers for how much money do we make on a show with him and without him. And guys, it was the same. So I'm like, why would I pay more money? Why would I pay more money? And he's probably going to react. He'll probably make, I don't even say his name, but. And then he turns this around and then he accuses me of holding footage, like trying to get, it was like the weirdest thing. It was so weird. He accused me of like trying to get footage to hold over black people's head. I'm like, what? And then the crazy thing was, he had footage that he put out, which wasn't doing anything like bad. It was, I threw a birthday party and I said, you can come in. And I thought it would be so fun. You can do a presentation on anything. You can come in and just, here's a presentation. And, one guy did something kind of raunchy. He was talking about how women always say small dick energy, small dick energy. And he's like, are you small? Or am I small? Or are you loose? And it was just, it was just funny. It was just funny. And I thought we were having a good time. No, that's a crazy thing. I wasn't even drinking. And then because like my one other guy that I worked with was white and he was at this party and he like had his phone out. He was like, he took video of us on our phone and so we were trying to, no, I haven't been drinking, but do you know what? I wanted to defend myself during this period because this was a canon event for me. You don't understand. I wasn't even drinking. This was a canon event because I thought I was friends with him. And he's like, oh, we weren't friends. I'm like, I thought we were. I know we did a show together, but I thought we were friends. I'm not drinking, but I can start. Do you know what I mean? I can start drinking. I'm like, I thought we were pals. I thought, and so he had a video and it was labeled like the truth about Pearl. I thought he was going to defend me because he was mad. He was mad that I had Nick F on. I thought Nick F was a cool guy. I know, business is business. Then this other YouTuber, he said he tells me he has to denounce me because of YouTube. He's like, oh, I have to stop the bleeding. And then for months takes me out of context. He accused me of making fun of him having cancer. I did no such thing. Oh my God, I did no such thing. And he made it look like I did it because of the way he edited the video. And it was the most bullshit. I'm like, really? Oh my God. Oh my God. And for months, he would just make, and I was hurt. I was so hurt. You don't even understand. I was so hurt. Both of these people I had in my studio, I took them out to dinner. Like, do you know what that's like? To be cool with someone and then they just make a video about me? I'm like, I'm going to kill myself. And I was, you know what I mean? This was the first time this ever happened to me. And I think I was a little naive. I thought people, but this is a white person. I extended my kindness. And these were accomplished people. Like they had decent followings and they just had to do some ghetto shit. They just had to do, they had to do it. The way they switched up on me was crazy. I know. And so, do you know what? White people are tired. We are exhausted.